Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Aset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Alright guys, if you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who may like it as well. Also, if you have time, please drop us a positive comment in the comment section, okay? Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about something that is very interesting. It's talked about a lot in spiritual communities, and a lot of people have a lot of different ideas about it. And this is one of the reasons why it's so controversial, is because so many people have so many different ideas about it. As you can tell from the title, this video is about misconceptions about twin flames. And if you Google this topic, you will find a lot of papers and you will find a lot of articles about this. And the reason why is because many of us as healers, as therapists, as psychiatrists, a lot of us have women and men come to us with these awful, tragic relationship stories. And one of the things that people will say is, this person's my twin flame, or this person's my soulmate. These are two very similar concepts, but they have some big differences. But people use these terms pretty much interchangeably. And when they want to talk about something that's on more of a spiritual level, the latest buzzword is twin flame. So everybody will say, oh, this is my twin flame. That's my twin flame. I met my twin flame. So many people say that to me, and I'm looking at them thinking, no, you didn't. I'm just looking at them. I usually don't say anything about it because, you know, it can be hurtful. It can be hurtful to realize that what you thought and believed is not true, you know, and they will figure it out on their own. So I don't even say anything. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to hurt them, you know, but today, I'm going to tell you guys 5 misconceptions that a lot of people make about twin flames that get them into bad situations, bad relationships. I've seen all kinds of things come out of it. Children, people suing each other, all kind of stuff comes out of this. So it's not that I don't believe in twin flames or I dislike twin flames or I have anything against the concept. Actually, it makes perfect sense to me. Even soulmates makes perfect sense to me. And I did a video on the difference between the two. I'm going to link it right up here so you guys can check it out if you didn't see that video. But let me start with the list. Number 1, a lot of people think that everybody has a twin flame on the planet right now. And that is not the case. Some of us have a twin flame on this planet, and some of us have a twin flame that's in the spirit realm. And what happens is that a lot of times they're in the spirit realm while we're on earth, or vice versa. Okay? And we're helping the other make it through their life lessons. So according to the literature, your twin flame is not always on the same planet with you. Sometimes they're in the astral plane or the ethers or wherever it is that people say that we go when we are on the other side. Okay? So that's one thing. Your twin flame could be on the other side. But also remember that some people also believe that your twin flame comes to you in your last incarnation, and the two of you finish your soul's journey together. So for a lot of people, if you believe that, you can't possibly have met your twin flame if you're not in your last incarnation. Now, if you don't believe that and you think that's not part of it, that's fine too, but you still have to consider that your twin flame may not be here right now. There's going to be plenty of times when one of you is there and one of you is here. That it says, according to the gurus and all the experts, if you go through most of us, they say, go through multiple lives, what we call our past lives. So if you believe that you've had past lives, then that means there's several times you've been through this process, and some of the times you met your twin flame and some of the times you didn't. So the belief that everybody on the planet right now has a twin flame doesn't make sense, because we already know that sometimes you're not on the planet at the same time. So just by default, some of us don't have one here right now. Number 2, that you can have more than one twin flame on the planet at one time. You only get one twin flame. That's it. You might have many soulmates, because soulmates are just basically the mates that you've had throughout your life. So I believe that throughout your lives, with an S. So I believe that you could meet many of your, people that you've been with. Let's say you've been with 3 people in this life, 2 people in the last life, 1 in life before that, 3 in life before that. Them joints add up. Okay. So right now you could have 15 soulmates on the planet. That is true. But you only get one twin flame. That's it. So the reason why I'm pointing this out is because a lot of times when people believe stuff like this, it leads to unhealthy behaviors, like having several different men in your life, and you're like, well, they're my twin flames. I couldn't possibly choose between them. I have to just, date them all and play them. I've heard that before. I've heard things like that before. So that's why I'm pointing these out, because they lead to all kinds of mistakes. The other one I get a lot that's really bad is that a toxic relationship can be a twin flame. According to the gurus, your twin flame may not be perfect. Your twin flame may not even be conscious of the connection between you, or not want to admit the connection, kind of deny the connection. But your twin flame will never be a toxic, abusive relationship. So many people come to me and they're like, oh, this person's my twin flame. And I'm reading the cards and I'm seeing that the person is abusing them, talking down to them, playing games with them, seeing other men, seeing other women. And I'm like, this can't be your twin flame. This person's abusing you. A toxic relationship cannot be a twin flame relationship, ever. And that's the bottom line. It's supposed to be the best relationship, the happiest, the most loving relationship you've ever had. Now, some of the times in the beginning, one of you is down for the relationship, and the other person in the partner equation, one of you could be down and the other one could be afraid. They call it the runner and the chaser. So one person is like, we belong together. You're my twin flame. And the other person is like, yo, I'm good. They're scared, So you have that dynamic, but you'll never have abuse. Some people have toxic, abusive relationships, and then they come to me and say, but I can't leave him because that's my twin flame. And I'm like, that ain't your twin flame. Not the way he treating you. Not the way she dogging you out. That's not your twin flame. And I'm not saying that your twin flame is going to be a perfect person, because they're still a human being, but they're not going to be abusive and toxic. That's a relationship that more than likely is a codependency or a soulmate, because sometimes soulmates don't come to be in a relationship with you. Soulmates come to help you grow in some way. I always tell people a soulmate can be a life lesson or a life partner. Sometimes both. So a relationship that is difficult might be a soulmate relationship. And 9 times out of 10, if it's toxic, it's because the person is supposed to learn something and get away from that energy. Lots of people meet soulmates and learn lessons and get away from them. So if your relationship is toxic, or you know somebody who has a toxic relationship and they're telling you, but that's my twin flame, that's not the truth. Sometimes people think that if you have a twin flame, the love is supposed to be unconditional love, which I agree with. But I don't agree that unconditional love means accepting any behavior. Some people will tell me, oh, that's my twin flame, so I love him unconditionally, or I love her unconditionally, so when their behavior is bad, I just deal with it. Then you become like a doormat, and this person just does whatever they want to do and walks all over you constantly. Unconditional love isn't about being abused by another person, taking somebody's crap, being somebody's doormat. You still call them to the carpet, on their behavior. You still work and talk through things. They're still expected to treat you like they care about you. They're still expected to show up in the relationship. So if you find yourself making excuses for their behavior, or if you find yourself just dealing with the most awful situations with them, then you're in a really bad place. And that's not a twin flame vibration. It's not about just, being a doormat. Even if the person is your twin flame, they can't treat you with, rude, condescending, disrespectful, negative behavior. So you can't just accept any behavior from this person. You still gotta call them to the carpet. You still gotta hold them accountable for the same way you would any other relationship. I've seen so many people get abused this way, and they just let things slide because that's their twin flame. And I'm like, that ain't your twin flame. That's somebody that you got a real strong connection to. 9 times out of 10, soulmate or karmic attachment even. But more often than not, it's this last one. A lot of people mistake codependency for a twin flame. And more often than not, when these situations that I talked about go on, a lot of times that's what it is. It's a codependency. And believe me, if you have never been codependent, codependency really does feel like love. If you've never been properly loved before, it does fit your conceptualization of what love is supposed to be like. And you do have very intense feelings, especially if you're being sexually active with this person. So you have these strong, intense feelings and emotion, and you think this is your twin flame because you feel so, in love with them, and you can just breathe them, That is also the symptoms of a codependency. So some people will think that because they feel this deep connection, that this person is their twin flame, not realizing that they don't have a twin flame, they have a codependent relationship. And that's when two people are dependent on each other for two different things. Though they're dependent on each other, but it's not the same as love because they're only together because of the dependency. And a lot of times it happens in relationships with people who are on drugs or alcohol, because the person who's the addict needs a babysitter. The person who is on the other side, the other codependent person, is that babysitter. So they babysit the addict. So the addict is getting what they need as far as somebody covering up for them and helping them clean up and, that kind of thing. And the other person, the other person is basically the enabler. They're taking care of them. So they're either feeling some satisfaction from taking care of them, or they love them actually, and they're just scared and worried. So they enable their behavior. It happens a lot when the parent and the child, or the husband and the wife, or something like that. So it happens a lot. And a lot of people have codependent tendencies, and they get into codependent relationships with people that are in their life, in their circle, their friends and their lovers, and even their family members. They never really identify that that's what it is. And like I said, if sex is added to it, they start to feel a strong vibration with this person, and they think, this is my twin flame. But it's not. You have a codependent relationship with somebody. You can tell when it's that, because it's negative, it's toxic. It's one of the things we talked about in the top 4. That's how you can tell. Because if it was really a twin flame, even if they were running from you, even if they didn't want the relationship and they didn't think they were ready and going through all these changes, even if that was the case, it would still not be unpleasant. It would be unpleasant in the sense that you really just want them to come on and realize it's you. But it wouldn't be unpleasant in the sense that they're being toxic towards you, negative towards you, condescending towards you, abusive towards you. Your twin flame is not going to abuse you. And that's the bottom line. In any way. They may not be certain about you. They may not be certain about the relationship, but they're not going to abuse you because they've already loved you since the beginning of time. What would make you think God, the universe, would put you with an abusive person and say, here's your twin flame? If your twin flame is abusive, that's going to be part of their soul's evolution, is to deal with that. That's going to be part of the lessons that they learn as they come back over and over again, time after time. So by the time you meet them and they are a twin flame, they should be past that stage of evolution. They may be still working on some things, but not those things. So if somebody's harming you or treating you like shit, and you're just taking it because you think they're your twin flame or you think they're your soulmate or something like that, don't do that. You still don't do that. Even if that person is your soulmate, because like I said, sometimes soulmates do come up in a negative. Even if that person is your soulmate, part of your lesson is probably boundaries or loving yourself enough to cut off somebody who's harmful to you. And trust me, I have been there. I have already been there. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that's why this can be really dangerous. And that's why I wanted to say this to you, because I keep hearing this from people. And then I'm hearing other people in the community talking about how dangerous these ideas can be. I believe in soulmates. I believe in twin flames. I believe in love. But I don't believe that the universe is going to stick you with somebody for you to be their whipping post, their doormat, their whatever harmful, insert harmful word here. You know, the universe is not going to do that to us. The universe is unconditionally loving. So when we do draw something negative to us, it's to help us grow. If you're coming up on your twin flame, you should have already grown to that level. Okay? All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So if you would like to get a reading done, please email me and I'll give you an appointment. Likewise, if you would like to hit me up on social media, all my information will be underneath this video. And if you want to send me a gift, my Amazon wish list is underneath this video. My PayPal is underneath this video. My Patreon is underneath this video. And the merchandise that I have for Ask an Aquarius is where? Underneath this video. So check it out. See you later.